I'm going to show you how to make this garland. It's shabby chic and it has a rustic touch to it. Perfect for Valentine's Day, and I believe I'm going to possibly leave it up through Easter. So the Christmas season has passed, and this is where the nativity was sitting at. And now the nativity is gone, and these little angels came out for Valentine's Day. And so I'm going to dress them up a little bit with some garland. I love these angels. There's a memory behind these angels. Danny, Allison, and I were all together when they were purchased. I bought them at Big Lots, so they weren't all that expensive. I bought them in the garden center at Big Lots. But I love these cherubs, but they need a little more to say Valentine's Day. And so I came up with this garland to add to them. I wanted a lit garland, and I didn't want to pay a lot of money for Valentine's Day decorations. And so I came up with this shabby chic garland, and it has a rustic touch to it as well. And I just used stuff that I already had on hand, and some of it came from the thrift shop, but not very much. And the lights, I did buy those brand new, mostly because I didn't want to pull lights out of the Christmas stuff. But I bought the lights, and they were brand new. But other than that, I either already had on hand or it came from a thrift shop. And so I'm going to take it apart, and I'll show you how I put it together. I started out with a hanger. I just untwisted it and shaped it in the shape that I wanted. If you want a longer garland, you can use more than one hanger, or you can use something else for the base. But I wanted the stiff wire because I wanted it to stay put. I didn't want the garland to move in different ways. I just wanted it to stay put, so I didn't have to fix it. And so I started out with the wire hanger, the hanger wire, and I marked the center with these with a longer stem. These are Chanel stems. Some people call them pipe cleaners. And over here, I just distributed them out evenly. You know, I didn't measure anything. I just eyeballed everything. But that's what the base looks like. And I used greenery on top of that. And I know some people don't like greenery. Shabby chicers don't like greenery sometimes, but I do. And so I put greenery down, and I just had a box of greenery that I had left over from various different projects. None of it was the same, and so that's what shabby chic is. You just use, nothing's perfect, and you just use it. So here's the center. And I'm not worried about that big old stem sticking out because it's not going to show. So it's like I said, I just used what I had. And most of this will be hidden, but it will peep out from underneath a little bit. And I use these little ferns on the ends. So that's about the only thing that was really consistent, is the ends had the ferns. So there's the base. And from this point I put the lights on, but there was a problem with putting the lights on underneath. Once I got everything piled on top of the lights, I had to really struggle to get the lights up where they could be seen. And I only had, it seems like it may have been a strand of 10 lights or something. I didn't have very many lights on here. And if I was going to spend more money on it, I probably would have, you know, bought more lights to put on it for my preference. But this will do. And I wait for the lights to put them on close to the end. And I looked for whatever I could find that would look good on the garland. I was looking for pinks, ivories, whites, and I wanted a rustic look too, and so I got some burlap. I started out with this burlap that was from our Christmas tree, and to make it shabbier, I frayed the edges. And burlap frays very easy, and so it was no problem to do that. I had strands all over the floor and it was kind of messy, and Danny came in and said, "You made a mess." But I'll show you what I did with those strands after we're finished with the garland. So I got the burlap, frayed the edges, and I just made the loops. Just looped it up and put the loops in. Poofed them up. And I used 5 of these little poofs. From here, the fabrics that I rounded up, I made 2 little bundles of different little things that I put on here. One looks like this, and another one looks like this. And I'll show you how I put these together. I started out with this napkin I got from a thrift shop. You see, it's even I've even cut the end of it for a different project, and you don't worry about stuff like that with Shabby Chic. I found some ribbon that I had in my stash, had it for a while. Some more ivory ribbon, white ribbon, and some pastel pink. And I found some beads, and I'll show you how I put all that together. I got my ribbons, and I Put them together like that. Not being extremely particular about whether I'm getting them in the middle or not. Maybe I was. And I took this napkin, and it's showing you exactly where the center of the napkin is, and I just poked my finger down there, kind of like making a little hole, and I put these down in there like that. Don't forget the little beads. I stuffed them in there too. And I took the ivory ribbon and I tied around. Like that. Whoops. Like that. And I didn't tie it in a knot because I have intentions on using this stuff again for another project. I don't know what, but I'm not going to throw it out. So then I just kind of fluffed it up. And I made 4 of these because there was 4 napkins. And the ones that look like this, I found some fabric that I've had for years. And with Shabby Chic, you don't cut it off nice and crisp. You rip it. And the way you rip fabric is you just take and start it out with the scissors, and then you just tear it, and it tears real easy like that. And so this came from my stash. This right here, and this is the same thing. This was part of a curtain that I got at Goodwill, and I think of the others, I made this strip a little longer, but because I didn't with this one, I added in some more. And here is some sheer pink, and here is some more burlap that it has a little bit of lace on top of it. Probably came from Walmart, but I had this stuff in my stash already. And here is the pink fabric that I just ripped enough to tie it all together. And I got these beads out of a goodie bag from the thrift shop over Christmas. It had some Christmas items in it, probably ornaments or something, and they were in there. And so I've got a lot of that. And so that's what I used. I just put stuff together. I tried to make a poof on this like you would with mesh. And the same thing with this. Try to make it poofy. And I wanted some to hang out too, so. And here's my pink ribbon. And the burlap ribbon. And beads. And I just tied them together like this. And I didn't tie it in a knot, I just tied it like that. Then you just kind of fluff it up the way you want it. And I made 3 of these because whenever I run out of stuff, I just run out of stuff. And even though it's shabby, I wanted to keep things symmetric so that, you know, it would kind of be shabby but yet even all around. And so the first bundle that I put on was the ones that had the handkerchief in it, the napkin in it. And I had 4 of them. So I just went in between the burlap is what I did. Just kind of fussed over a little bit. And I looked for those beads, and apparently this one came out. So I just stuck it back in there. Well, the advantage of having a garland that lays on the table is you don't have to attach everything. If you was hanging it on the wall, you would have to glue or wire things down. And these other 3, I want to take what I think is the biggest one and put it in the direct center. And it was the side of the burlap, so I'm going to be consistent. It's starting to come together a little bit now. I believe I'm going to put the lights on at this point. What you do is you take the end lights. You know, the cord is much longer than the lights themselves. And I took them and I found the center of that. And that is where the center is, and it goes in the center of the garland. So, let me find there. Remember, it was the long stem. And this garland happens to be the exact length that and I'm going to try to cover up this cord as best as I can. That's the other downfall of the lights. Why I put them on the bottom to begin with, but I don't know which way I'm going to like the best. Okay, I'm going to fuss with this cord and try to hide the cord but let the light show, and I'll be back with you in a minute. Okay, I fussed with it a little bit. If there was a ribbon that was scrunched up underneath or something, I pulled it out so that you could see every piece that I wanted to see, and pulled the frayed edges out so they could be seen. And in my stash also, I had these little pink roses, and I believe I got these on eBay, and I think they came from China, but I'm pretty sure they did because it took a long time for them to come. And I'm just going to stuff these in wherever I see that I want one to go. If you see a bare spot or something that you want to hide, then these are good to hide stuff. And if you're going to hang this on the wall, of course common sense tells you you're going to have to glue it somewhere or wire it down. And I'll put this. I'm going to grab the center. I'm going to give it a good scrunch. Kind of pull things together, and then I smash stuff down while I was doing that. Like I said, I'm probably going to mess with it some more after the video, because I won't ever be satisfied. Okay, I just took whatever I had and threw in, like I've been telling you. And here's these little things I got. They're his and hers from Hobby Lobby. You get them where the wedding stuff is. And it matched, so I'm like, okay. But there's only two. I think I started out putting them on the end, but in the end they don't show. But I believe I'm going to put them on the end because I want the shabbiness to go through, to come through. Got some more burlap that's frayed edges. So anywhere I want to see some frayed edges, then I'm going to put this. Yeah, some of this is just an illusion. Didn't want to throw it in the trash can. Wanted to use it, so I did. Also in my stash, I had made this little bow some time ago, and you know, and it went with it, so I'm like, okay, just laid it down. And here's some more beads, or strands of beads. Let's see, I'm going to find the center of it. Alright, I'm going to find the center again. Here it is. I'll just wrap it around. Here's yet some more beads. The beads that I got from the thrift shop. And I wanted some of these to kind of show towards the front. It's making an optical illusion because it's laying down flat that they're all tied together. That ought to make my angels happy. And I believe we have it. Shabby, Chic, Rustic, Garland for Valentine's Day. Thank you for watching.